So whether my screen is visible to you, sir?
Ma'am, actually, it's
No, வரேன் சார் சொல்லுங்க சார். சொல்லுங்க. போட்டுட்டு விண்டோ ஷேர் பண்றேன் அப்படிதானே? ஓகே. சரி, வைக்கிறேன்.
Good morning to all. I welcome you all to the third day of the virtual workshop. This is a 3 days NAC-sponsored online workshop on course and instruction design for effective outcome-based education, organized by IQAC of St. Xavier's Catholic College of Engineering, Kanyakumari, Tamil Nadu. I hope yesterday's 3 sessions were fruitful and thought-provoking. Stay home, stay safe. The seventh session, that is the first session of today, starts at 9:30 a.m. Have a wonderful day. Stay tuned. Thank you.
Good morning to everyone. I welcome you all to the seventh session of the three-day National Course and Instruction Design for Effective Outcome-Based Education, organized by ICAC of St. Xavier's Catholic College of Engineering, Nagpur. I hope that last sessions were valuable. She is going to present on the topic measuring the attainment of outcomes. I am very glad to introduce the resource person obtained her master's degree in Computer Science and Engineering from Nurul Islam College of Engineering in 2007 and completed her doctorate degree from Anna University in 2008 under the Faculty of Information and Communication Engineering. She is in the teaching profession for the past 13 years. Her area of interest includes image and professional member of IT. Currently, she is working as an assistant and head of information technology department
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for your warm introduction. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I hope that my screen is also visible to you.
Yes.
So, first of all, I thank the IKSC coordinator and the management for providing this opportunity and giving this session for to handle measuring the attainment of outcomes. And I welcome all the participants. Myself, Dr. J. Andrews, Head of Department of Information Technology, St. Xavier's Catholic College of Engineering. On behalf of everyone, I welcome all the participants for this third day workshop. Today we are going to discuss about measuring the attainment of outcomes. So before getting to this topic, I want to have a small interactive event, and I hope that shared in the YouTube chat window. That is, you can click slido.com in your browser and stop this screen. I request all the participants to enter slido.com with this code. So the code is #261332. I hope that my screen is visible to you. I request all the participants to enter www.slido.com in the browser and then type #261332. Once again, I'll repeat. I request all the participants to enter slido.com in your browser and then type the code. I request all the participants to enter slido.com and then type this code #261332. No one has entered here. I request the participants to enter into this session and give the answer. List the terms you have learned in the past sessions. So thus, just we can have a recap session. A nice POCO you have learned, Bloom's taxonomy you have learned, nice interactive platform you have learned. I think only 3 of you entered here. I request all the participants, please enter into this website slido.com and enter the code #261332. So what are the things you have learned in the previous sessions? You just type the terms. Okay, very good. Bloom's ADDIE model, Merrill's model, CO, how to write CO, PO, OBE. Nice to see. Okay, I hope that all the participants have interactively participating in this workshop. Okay, 9 participants have entered, 10. So this is the platform. This will create a word cloud. Okay, so this is called a word cloud. What are the terms you're giving us a response? With the help of the terms, it will create a word cloud. So thank you for your response. So totally 12 participants have responded. So I think all the concepts you have learned in the previous sessions, everything is entered. Bloom's taxonomy, ADDIE model, Merrill's model, CO, PO, CO, then instructional design, then interactive platform, everything, qualitative metric, everything. Very nice to see. So I'll stop this one and we'll move on to today's topic. So now we can move on to today's topic, measuring the attainment of outcomes. Now I am going to share the PPT. Just wait for a few minutes. Okay, whether my screen is visible to you? So next 1.5 hours, you are going to see how to measure the attainment of outcomes, and also just wait, there is a problem in loading my PPT. So this is the overview of the presentation. In today's class, we are going to see what is the use or what is the need for measuring outcome and what are the steps involving in measuring the outcome. Next one is what is the relationship between assessment, evaluation in the context of measurement, and then what are the outcomes in related to OBE, and how to calculate the attainment of COs and how to calculate the attainment of POs as well as PSOs. Okay, so these are the things we are going to see in today's session. And when we move on to the first one, what is the purpose of measuring? Why we need to measure? So to know the progress of every work, for example, if you are doing a research work or if you are developing a new system, everything we need to know the progress of that one, the performance of that one, isn't it? So therefore, it is necessary to measure with the help of some metrics. Okay, so therefore, with the help of that measurement, we can able to identify where we are. We can able to know the progress of our status, isn't it? So the same thing here also in the educational scenario, we can also measure the performance of the learners with the help of some learning metrics. Okay, measurements like assessment as well as evaluation. So the ultimate goal of measuring and evaluation is to ensure the learner has attained the intended knowledge, skills, and also the competencies. Okay. At the same time, we should also ensure whether the learner is satisfied or the requirement of the learner is satisfied, and whether he or she is achieved out of it. And we can also check whether there is a change in the attitude and behavior of the learner. So for these reasons, it is necessary to know the progress of a learner in every aspect. Okay. And next we are going to see the steps in measuring outcome. So there are 6 important steps. The first step is creating or converting our course objectives to measurable course outcomes. Okay, I hope that in the previous sessions you have understood or you can able to write out for a course outcome for your course, and how to write or how to convert the objectives into measurable course outcomes. So in every course outcomes, it should have a cognitive levels. If it is an analysis level, you need to analyze, you need to define a metric in terms of analysis. And if suppose some course outcomes are in understanding level, your metric should, or your framing some assessment tools that should map with this course outcome. So that is the first thing. Every course outcome should be converted into measurable course objectives to measurable course outcomes. That is the first step. And the second step is develop specific and unique assessment criteria for each outcome. So that is, you need to plan for the assessment plan. Okay, what are the tools you can use to assess for this particular outcome? Suppose you can give a project or a mini project or any presentations, or else you can give any assignments. So like that, every course instructor has to design and has to frame a assessment plan after creating the course outcome, measurable course outcome. So in the third step, we need to develop the assessment tools. So what are the assessment tools we are going to use to assess the students, to measure or to obtain the scores of the students? So you need to list out all the assessment tools. So we are going to see in detail in the later slides about tools. And the next step is collect data from the assessment tools. For example, if you are using 5 assessment tools, you need to collect all the scores for each and every learner or the students. Okay, the learner is nothing but students. Need to collect the data, that is the scores. After reviewing the papers, after reviewing the assignments, after reviewing the projects, everything, you will use some scores. So you have to collect all the scores for each and every assess tools, and that is called as assessment. And next step is analyze the assessed data. Once you have collected all the data, you need to analyze. Okay, and that is nothing but evaluation. So once you have all the data, entire data is with you, you need to classify how many students are well in achieving the CO1 or CO2, how many students are able to analyze the concept, how many students are able to apply this one. Likewise, you can analyze with the help of the collected assessed data. Okay. Finally, you need to use this data to improve the student learning in continuous improvement that you are going to see in the next session. So with the help of this collected data, you can able to analyze the learner's ability and also the learner's knowledge, skills and all. And with that, you can refine your framework or your system, or you can refine your teaching learning process to improve the learning. So these are the steps in measuring outcome. And next we are going to see the relationship among measurement, assessment as well as evaluation. So measurement is having 2 important components, assessment as well as evaluation. So educational measurement refers to the use of educational assessment, that is assessment tools, and with the help of that you can collect all the scores obtained from the for each and every student and analyze the data to infer the abilities and professionalism of the students. Okay, and there are two types of measurement. One is objective measurement, and another one is subjective measurement. Objective measurement is direct, and if there we have a finite or definite measurement that is transparent to everyone. And second one is subjective, that is perception. That is, we are getting the opinion. We are giving some survey questions and we are gathering the opinion. So these are the two types of measurements we are going to see in detail in the later slides. And next is assessment. So assessment refers to wide variety of methods or tools which is used to collect relevant data of students' competence. So already I have explained, we need to collect the score of each and every student with the help of assisted tools, okay, which is used to evaluate, measure and document their academic readiness, learning progress, skill acquisition or any other educational needs of the students. Okay, and how we can assess these things, or how we can review the students' work. The first one is written work. Okay, suppose you are giving examinations, or if you are giving on assignments, they will submit their works in terms of their written works, and we are reviewing and we are awarding the marks. And in some cases, we are asking all the students to present, and that is in terms of multimedia presentation. And there we are setting some rubrics. Based on the rubrics, we are awarding the marks. And we can also review the research papers of our students, the learners. Next, we can have the oral presentation, seminars, vivas. Through that, we can also assess it. Then, with the help of project, if you are giving mini projects or many projects, we are setting the rubrics and we are evaluating with the demos. And along with some simulation results, we are analyzing the test results and we are giving the marks. Finally, if you are conducting flipped classroom activity, flipped classroom means teaching outside. Earlier, we will give all the materials either in videos or any other things. And inside the classroom, you are conducting the activities like think, pass, share, group discussions, then peer-to-peer learning. Like that, there are so many activities are there. So it can also assess, or it can also perform a review on that activities. Okay, so these are the assessment parameters, and there are three types of directions, assessment direction. First one is assessment for learning, second one is assessment of learning, and third one is assessment as learning. Okay, so assessment for learning. Assessment for learning means this will happen. The assessment will happen during the course of the study. During the course of study, during 3 months or 4 months, the student will able to learn a particular course. Within that time period, we can able to assess. Okay, so this is called a periodic assessment. This is not used for end attainment calculation. Mainly, it is used to improve the teaching process. Okay, every day when we are entering into the class, we will assess the students, isn't it? So we will give the learning objective as well as learning outcome, and we will teach some result as some concepts. And at the end of the class, we will give some questions to solve. And in that situation itself, we can identify how many of them were able to solve quickly, and how many of the students were find difficulties, and what is the misconceptions among our teaching as well as the understanding level. So every day we will assess this one, and that is called as a formative assessment. And here there are two types of formative assessment. One is pre-assessment and another one is post-assessment. So what I have explained is post-assessment. After the completion of a particular topic, if you are assessing the students by giving some task, okay, that is called post-assessment. Pre-assessment, in the sense, while entering the class, we are asked if suppose this is the learning objective, and what are the related concepts you have learned, and whether it is new to you, and these types of questions will occur, and based on that we will adjust our teaching as well as instruction. And this is called pre-test or pre-assessment, and the later on is called post-assessment. So this formative assessment is a everyday or day to day. It will be assessed periodically, and we have to or we need to improve. The teacher has to improve its teaching style, as well as can change the instruction, and also we can change the teaching methodologies, so that we can make all the students to interactively participating in the classes. Okay, so this is assessment for learning, and the example is formative assessment. This will not be uh, taken for the calculation of attainment. Next one is assessment of learning. So this is mainly calculated. This is also a continuous assessment, as well as end-to-end examination. This is mainly for grading purpose, and this is called a summative assessment. And this summative assessment plays a vital role in this attainment calculation. And we have unit tests. After completing a unit, we will give unit test, mid-term examinations, model examinations, and end semester examination or final examinations, through which we can analyze the grading or the scores of the student. Okay, this is assessment of learning. And finally, assessment as learning. So here the learner has to assess itself. Okay, he has to motivated, self-directed, and independent learners. They have to learn. If suppose they have a target, what are the things they have to learn? They will identify, and they are self-motivated, and they are independent learners. Okay, these people are called as lifelong learners. We need to motivate these types of learning in all the aspects, especially for these teachers as well as the students. So that's all about the directions of assessment. And next one is evaluation. So already I have said that after collecting the data, after collecting the scores of all the students, we need to interpret and we need to analyze the data, isn't it? So therefore, in order to give the judgment, how many students are well in this particular CO, how many students are well in solving analytical type of problem, how many students can design a problem, like that we can give a judgment. Okay, for that we are using an evaluation. So here we can use some analysis as well as interpretation tools to evaluate the performance. And here again we have two types of evaluation: formative evaluation as well as summative evaluation. So the summative evaluation can be taken for continuous improvement. Okay, and that's about the relationship between assessment, evaluation, as well as measurement. And next thing is outcomes. So already you have learned how to write course outcome, how to relate with the POs, program outcome, program specific outcomes, and how to relate POs, PSOs with the PEOs, and finally how to relate PEOs with mission. Okay, so these things already have learned. These are the outcomes in OBE, isn't it? So here, this is a bottom-up approach. Here we are measuring the outcome of course, and with the help of that, we could able to assess the program outcome. Okay, and this is the attainment procedure. So for every course, the course is defined in terms of course outcome. Okay, then the course outcome is having an assessment pattern, that is a plan or the criteria. In our criteria, we are going to assess the course outcome, or sorry, the assessment pattern will determine the assessment tools, and the assessment tools will determine course student CO attainment. And from the CO attainment, we could able to calculate PO as well as PSO attainment. Okay. On the other hand, while setting the course outcome, we need to set the target for the course. Okay. So the target for the course, and once the attainment is calculated, you need to check if there is any gap. Okay. So the course outcome as well as the attainment will be taken, and the difference will be taken as a gap. If there is a gap, you can plan for improvement. If there is no gap, you can set a higher target. This we can see in the next session. And what are the setting? How to set CO attainment targets? So there are 5 different ways to set the attainment target. First one is, if suppose you are having 6 or 5 COs, you are giving same target for all the COs. This is the first methodology. And second one is, again you can set same target for all the COs. For example, if our target is if you are in quantized level 3, we can give 2 or 2.5 for all the COs, and it is different based on the group of students, performance of the group of students. You are categorizing the students, and based on that you are setting the target. So this is not more effective for continuous improvement, so this is not advisable. And third one is, targets are set for each CO of a course and for different groups of students. Okay, for different groups of students you are setting the target, and that is the target for each CO is different. Okay, and also this third one is also not advisable. The fourth one, you can take, targets are set for each CO separately. Okay, for each course, and if you are having 5 to 6 COs, in all the COs we are setting different targets, and these targets are quantized into a certain level called 3, and 3 is the most common number of levels which will be adapted in most of the cases. So these are the 5 different methods to set the CO attainment. And next, how to measure the attainment. So in the measurement itself, I have said that there are 2 types of measurement. One is objective and then subjective. So objective is called as a direct attainment. Here we are taking the performance of all the students related to all the assessment tools. If suppose you are keeping 5 assessment tools, we are taking the scores of all those things. Okay, and this is objective or definite measurement. Why it is called as objective means it is transparent and it is open to all. And next one is indirect. So this is a subjective or perception. We are collecting the opinions from the students or from the stakeholders, and the indirect attainment can be obtained with the help of surveys. So we are giving some survey questions which will be in multi-scale, and then we are collecting the data. Okay, and we are using for measuring the attainment. So this is the detailed diagram which will explain how to measure CO, PO as well as PSO attainment. So first you have to take the CO, scores, outcomes, and what are the assessment methods you are using. Okay, and then there are 2 categories. First one is direct and second one is indirect method. And direct method, we have 2 types of category. One is semester end examination, stands for SEE. So we are assessing through semester end examination. And second one is continuous internal evaluations. Okay, so that is assignments, through assignments, lab experiments, projects, class tests, unit tests, model exam, everything. Okay, what are all the tools we are using for continuous internal evaluation? So we are taking that one. So here it is internal as well as external. Okay, and then this assessment methods or the tools are mapped with COs. Thereby we can calculate the attainment of CO, and with the help of the attainment of CO, we can calculate the attainment of direct attainment of POs as well as PSOs with the help of course matrix. Yesterday's class we have already learned how to create or how to define a course matrix or how to define a course outcome, PO, PSO mapping, and that is called as a course matrix. And next come in indirect method, assessment method. Mainly we are using surveys. The first one is course exit survey, which is mainly used for attainment calculation of CO, and alumni feedback, program exit survey, and employee survey, which is used for calculating the attainment of PSOs. So course exit survey is used for calculating the attainment of CO. Again, attainment of PSO and POs are calculated with the help of these 3 feedbacks. So this is the indirect method. And we are moving to the first part, how to calculate the CO attainment. Okay, so after that we can see how to calculate PO attainment. So first, for calculating CO attainment, there are two methods. One is direct, another one is indirect, isn't it? Indirect will be depends on the survey questions, and direct will depends on two category, internal as well as external examination. External means end examinations. So here we have given a weightage. 80% weightage will be taken from direct assessment. 20% will be taken from indirect. Okay, so this may vary from to colleges to college. If it is an affiliated college, or if it is an autonomous college, you can set up least importance to survey, and you can give more importance to direct method. So according to the quality of students and according to the college affiliations, you can set this type of plan or evaluation criteria. And here you can see again in continuous internal evaluation, we have taken 40%, and from semester end examination, we are taking 60% university examinations, and for continuous improvement examination, sorry. Sorry, there is a small interruption. Sorry for the interruption. So again in internal calculation, continuous internal evaluation, 40% we have taken, and it will be the courses, maybe a project, will be a lab courses or theory come lab or theory. Based on, we can set the assessment tools, elements or assessment tools. And this is the formula for calculating the CO attainment. So you are taking 80%, so 0.8 into average direct attainment rate plus 0.2 into indirect attainment rate. And if it is a direct assessment, you are taking 40% from continuous internal evaluation and 60% from external end examination. So here this formula will shows 0.4 into CO and 0.6 into external examinations. And for calculating the internal evaluation, internal assessment attainment, you are collecting all the scores of the students, and then you are using this formula, total marks scored for each and every CO divided by maximum marks. We are going to see in detail in the coming slides. The category is autonomous, or if you are applying for tier 1 category of accreditation, then we can use the same formula for end examination also. If your comes under affiliated colleges, and the examination, the questions will be framed from the university, therefore we will not have an ability to access the individual course outcome. Therefore, we can take the students' grade securing, that is a pass percentage of the students using this formula. And for indirect assessment, you can give the course instructor has to give the survey questions related to course outcomes, and then we need to take the weighted average score for each COs. Okay, with the help of course exit survey, you can assess it. So these are the two different types of assessment, and this is the formula. And next we are moving to direct CO attainment calculation. So there are two methods, continuous internal evaluation as well as semester end examination. And this is the assessment plan according to your quality of students and the locality of your college and the affiliations of your college. You can plan for the assessment plan. Either you can use 20% continuous internal evaluation and 80% from semester end examination, or else you can use 25, 70%, 75%, or 30 to 70, or 40 to 60%, or 50% are also possible. Okay, so if you are setting the assessment plan, you need to give a proper justification why you are using this one. Okay, because the accreditation team will ask why you are setting this type of assessment plan. Okay, so here the direct assessment. So once you can set the assessment plan, you need to analyze all the elements. The next slide I'll give all the elements. What are the elements we are going to use? Assessment elements or assessment tools. So here all the assessments should be tagged with relevant COs. Okay. And this also we need data about the performance of students in assessment, otherwise called as item-wise score should be collected. So this is direct CO attainment. And in both the category, in continuous internal evaluations, every questions should be tagged with 11 COs, and it should be straightforward. Okay, what is the methodology we are using and how we are setting the CO with the mapping or tagging with the questions. Everything should be transparent and it will be open to everyone. Okay. And the elements of continuous improvement evaluations are unit test, class test, assignments, quiz, mini project, practical assignments. Even we can also any number of elements for internal evaluation. So this is an example we are following. That is for every internal assessment or every assessment tool, along with the questions, we are tagging with the cognitive levels as well as course mapping, CO mapping. Okay, see here, this question paper is having 5 2-mark questions and 5 8-mark questions. All the questions are tagged with COs as well as it will be tagged with Bloom's taxonomy level, cognitive levels. Okay, so here CO1 and CO3 are used. CO1 for CO1 6 marks are taken from this assessment and 44 marks are taken for CO3. This is an example. And what is the assessment plan or evaluation rubric? I am going to give a small example for calculating continuous internal evaluation, and this is the evaluation plan. So if you want to, our course instructor want to calculate this continuous internal evaluation, first step is after defining the course outcomes, you need to give a plan, assessment plan, isn't it? So here in continuous internal evaluation for tier 1 category or the autonomous institutions or other universities, they have given more weightage to continuous internal evaluation. It is 40%, 40 marks will be taken from here. And for tier 2 category, we can have less value when compared with tier 1. And again, in the first assessment plan, they have chosen 4 assessment tools, 2 assignments, assignment 1 and assignment 2, then 2 T1, test 1 as well as test 2. From assignment 1, the score 5 will be taken, and from assignment 2, again 5 will be taken, and for test 1, 15, and from test 2, 15, total 40 marks. And in the case of tier 2, it is they have reduced it to 25 marks, and the assessment plan, the assessment elements are assignment 1, test 1 as well as test 2. Okay, and you can see here for this assessment plan itself, there are 6 POs, and 6 POs, how the marks will be distributed. CO1 is distributed or having 5 marks, CO2 7 marks, CO3 10, CO4 9 marks, and CO5 6, and CO6 3 marks. So likewise, they have splitted the mark for each and every COs, total marks. Similarly, in the next category also. So this is called an assessment plan. So after setting the course outcome, the second step is assessment plan. So in the assessment plan, you need to list out all the assessment tools along with the marks, the total marks for each COs. Okay, and then we need to map the questions with the COs, isn't it? So for example, I have taken the first one. So here there are 2 assignments, assignment 1 as well as assignment 2, test 1 and test 2. So consider assignment 1. So CO1 is mapped with question number 1 in test 1 as well as question number 2 in test 1 and question number 5 in test 1. So CO1 is mapped with test 1 assessment tool. And then CO2, this is for just example. You can also, you can change anything according to your questions, according to your course outcome. You can change this one. Okay, this is for example I have given. So CO2 is mapped with question 2 of assignment 1, then question 3 of test 1, question 4 of test 1. Okay, total score is 7. And CO3 is mapped with question 1 of assignment 1, question 1 of assignment 2, and question 6 of test 1, and question 4 of test 2. Likewise, we need to fill the remaining things, how it is mapped with this. So this is called tagging the questions with corresponding COs. Okay, so after setting the assessment plan and question papers, in the question papers itself we have to give the mapping. Okay, so now we are going to calculate the attainment. Okay, so let us assume we are going to calculate the assessment for CO3. So here, for calculating the assessment attainment, at the end of the semester we are going to calculate, because all the internal evaluations will be over at the end. In between also we can do, but the aggregation will be taken at the end of the semester. Okay, so all the 4 assessment tools are over. When it is over, we can calculate the entire score of each and every CO separately. So now we are going to see how to calculate the attainment of CO3. So here the maximum score of CO3 is 1 plus 1 plus 5 plus 3 is equal to 10 marks. Okay. So this is the attainment calculation for CO3. So for calculating this one, you need to collect all the data of the entire class, the students which belongs to an entire class. For example, I have taken 10 students. Okay, the samples, not a sample, in a class there are 10 students, and the scores of each and every student in all the 4 assessment tools which should be taken, and especially I am separating based on course attainment 3. So the scores of every students related to relevant to course attainment 3 is taken, and then I will take the percentage of that one, and that is converted into attainment weightage. Okay, so here this is the formula. While discussing in CO attainment formula, I have given this one. So for calculating the CO attainment of a particular student, need to take the total marks scored for that particular CO by that student divided by maximum marks for that CO. Okay, so just to see, you can see here for a student 1, he scored 1 mark in assignment. Again in assignment 2 also he scored 1 in question number test 1, question number 6 out of 5 he scored 3, and in test 2 question 4 out of 3 he scored 7. So the total score is 7, and the percentage is 7 by 10 into 100, that is 70%. Okay, and then we can give the attainment weightage. Okay, so the attainment weightage also depends on your college based on the quality of the students admitted, as well as the locality and other things, other aspects. You can set the attainment weightage. So here, let us consider, if a student scores greater than or equal to 60%, the attainment 3 is assigned to him, the highest attainment. And 40 to 60%, he is in the middle level 2, and it is less than 40 means 1. He is not attained. Okay, so this is the attainment weightage. So normally in traditional way of calculation or of distributing the papers itself, we will say you got out of 100 you got 50 marks, isn't it? But here this type of analysis will shows this student will perform better in CO3. If suppose the CO3 analysis part, he can able to analyze the problem in future also. Suppose if it is in apply level, he can able to apply the concepts related to CO3. Likewise, we can give the judgment. Okay, and then if suppose take the student 2, here 40%, he is not attaining this, he is lagging and attaining this CO3. So we have to give, that means we need to identify that set of students and what are the strategies we need to follow, and how to improve this one in our next course. Okay, that we have to plan in continuous improvement. And likewise, you have to find out for the entire class students. If suppose here there is 10, if suppose you are having 70 or 80 students, you have to calculate the CO attainment for every student separately. Then you need to take the class average. Okay, so here the class average is 75.5, and here the attainment weightage is 2.4. So here, by using this formula, we can able to calculate the attainment of all the COs starting from CO1 to CO5 or 6. Okay, and then this is the entire calculation CO attainment for all the 5 COs. Okay, so for the class average, for the first one is 66%, next one is 80%. 75%. So this one we have calculated. This will derive from the previous one, and these are the other cases. Similarly, this is the class average for the next category of example, that is Tier 2 category. Okay. And so we have completed how to calculate the attainment of continuous internal evaluation. So direct CO attainment, there are 2 parts. You can take it from continuous internal evaluation or semester end examination. Okay, so in Tier 1 category, this type of exams will be conducted by the department itself, isn't it? So they will frame the questions and they will they will conduct the examinations. There is no control over the university, therefore they can able to access the question wise marks. So again, the same procedure what we have followed earlier, all the questions are tagged with relevant COs. Okay, so therefore the same procedure what we have adapted in the previous case, that could be used here also, and they can calculate the semester end examination. But when it comes to Tier 2 category, Tier 2 category means semester end examination for affiliated institutions. So they don't have any control. The examinations will purely conducted by the university. So in that category, we will not, the college is not responsible to take, they don't have a rights to access individual question wise marks or individual course wise marks. Only they can get either grade or the total marks of the student. Okay, so in that category also we should not ignore this semester end examination. We have to take the average marks of that class, and we have to give the common value for all the COs. The class percentage, the marks, average marks is given to common for all the COs. Whereas in the category, the case of an affiliated autonomous or non-affiliated institutions, they may have their own category. Okay, so these are the 2 differences. The first one is while setting the assessment plan, Tier 1 category can give more weightage to internal assessment when compared to Tier 2. And the second difference is for semester end examination, Tier 1 they can access individual course attainment for each CO, whereas in the case of Tier 2 they can able to access a common CO attainment by taking the average marks, because they will not able to access the question wise marks or CO level marks. So here this is an example for Tier 1 category. For each COs there are different percentage of semester end examination, whereas in the case of Tier 2 all the class average is common for all the COs. So here 63 is used for all the COs. So with the help of that one, can able to compute the direct CO attainment. So for direct CO attainment, in the initial level they have given 40% to continuous internal evaluation and 60% is to semester end examination. So this we can apply directly to this formula. You can get this one. Similarly, for Tier 2 category, 25% will be taken for continuous internal evaluation and 75 to semester end examination. So this is the direct CO attainment. Okay, so we have completed direct CO attainment. In CO attainment calculation, there are two parts, direct as well as indirect. In direct, there are two parts. One is continuous internal evaluation and semester end examination. Next, we can see internal CO attainment. How to calculate internal CO attainment? I already said that with the help of survey questions, the course instructor has to give the survey questions at the end of the semester, okay, related to course outcome, and it will be in grading scale. Normally, we will use 1 to 5 grade scale. And collecting the responses from all the students or from all the learners, and we need to give the weighted average. We have to calculate the weighted average of each CO. Let us see the example. So here, there are 5 COs and there are totally 10 students. Okay, these are the student responses. And we have given questions related to CO1, CO2, 3, 4, 5 questions. And for CO1, 5 students, 2 students have given the rating in 3, 5 students have given the rating in 4, and 3 students have given the rating in 5. Okay, total response is equal to 10. So how to calculate the attainment? So here the weightage is, if it is 5, we should give 100% weightage. 4 means 75% weightage, 3 means 50%, 2 25%, and for 1 0. So therefore, if we are using this weighted average divided by 10, you get the percentage, and you can convert that into grade scale 3 by multiplying, divided by 100 into 3, you can get the attainment grade. So this procedure is adapted for all the remaining cases. So this is course exit survey sample. So a similar way, the course exit, what we have adapted in course exit survey, for calculating the program exit survey also, we can use the same type of format. And for the next category also, alumni feedback, employee feedback, for all the category, you can set the survey questions in grading scale and you can collect the responses. So now we have calculated the weighted average for course exit survey, and next we need to compute the total attainment, CO attainment. When it completes, if we are calculating the direct as well as we are calculating the indirect part, then only it will be completed. So here already they have said 90% weightage is given for direct, 10% for indirect. So this is direct attainment, what we have derived earlier, the same thing. And indirect attainment, the case of previous slide, we have derived the indirect attainment for 5 COs. And then we are taking we are applying the formula 0.9 into direct, 0.1 into indirect. Similarly, the same thing I am also using for type 2 category to calculate the total CO attainment. Okay. So now we have calculated the CO attainment, and how to identify the gap. So already I have said that while writing the course outcome, we need to set the course target also. So here different targets will be set for each COs. Okay. So next we have need to identify the gap. So this CO1 and CO4 are attained. For all the remaining things, there is a gap. So we need to move on to a continuous improvement, what we have to adapt to improve this one. Similarly, for type 2 category also, this is the gap. Okay. And next we can see about PO PSO attainment procedure. How to calculate PO PSO attainment. Okay, so far we have completed CO attainment for a particular course. Okay, direct method and indirect method. Okay, so here in PO and PSO attainment, again there are 2 types of assessment. One is direct assessment and the next one is indirect assessment. So in direct assessment is derived from CO attainment. After calculating the CO attainment for a particular course, with the help of course matrix, CO, PO as well as PSO mapping, we can able to calculate the direct attainment of PO as well as PSO using this formula. Okay. PO or PSO is equal to average CO attainment into scaling factor. Scaling factor is equal to actual mapping strength. So in the course matrix we have given the mappings, isn't it? So 2, 3, full. If it is fully mapped means we have given 3. If it is moderate means 2. If it is low means 1. There is no mapping nil, isn't it? So based on the mapping divided by maximum possible mapping strength. With the help of this formula, you can able to calculate the direct assessment attainment. So we can able to see the example. And for the next category, indirect assessment. So indirect assessment, for that category, we have to collect 3 types of assessment. We are using 3 assessment elements: program exit survey, alumni survey, and employer feedback. So the same procedure what we have followed in course exit survey. So program exit survey will be collected from the final year students, and alumni feedback may be collected from the past alumni while they are coming for graduation or for any other purpose. If they are coming, we have to collect it, or else we can also collect by means of this medias or any other emails, etc. Similarly, employer feedback. If the students are working in a company, we need to get the feedback from that employers. So here also we can collect it through mails, or if they are coming for recruitment during that time, you can collect it, and you can take it for indirect PO PSO attainment. So for calculating PO as well as PSO attainment, first thing we need a course matrix. Course matrix means COs to PO PSO mapping. So let us assume a course code CS1 or 2. So that code is having 5. That course is having 5 COs. Okay, and this is the mappings. So here first 5 POs are domain specific, and the remaining POs are domain independent. Okay, and we have 3 PSOs. Okay. And this is the mapping. This already you have learned in the previous sessions. And this is the average thing. And you are aggregating all the average value, combining all the course matrix for the entire program. For example, if it is a BE degree 4 years, they could learn around 60 to 65 courses. If it is arts and science, they may learn around 40 to 45 courses. Okay, so list out all the courses and also the average mapping strength against CPOs as well as PSOs. So if you put this one, you can get the program matrix. Okay, and now we are going to calculate the program PO as well as PSO attainment for the course CS102. Okay, so this is the mapping strength. So for calculating this one, you are calculating direct PO PSO attainment. That could be directly derived from CO attainment. And already we have calculated CO attainment for CS1 or 2. So here everything will be converted into the grade. In a quantized level, the highest level is 3. So CO1, the attainment is 2.4, CO2 is 2.8, CO3 is 1.8, CO4 is 0.8, and CO5 is 2.1. And this is the course matrix of CS1 or 2. Okay, what we have seen earlier, this is the CO mapping. CO to PO as well as PSO mappings. Okay, so next we have to calculate the POs as well as PSO attainment using this formula: average associated CO attainment into scale factor. Scale factor is equal to mapping strength divided by total maximum strength, that is 3. Okay, so suppose if you want to calculate CO1 and the mapping attainment of PO1, so you need to multiply these two terms. 2.4 into 3 by 3, 3, and the maximum strength is 3 by 3, so you may get 2.4. And if you want to calculate CO1 with PO2, then you can get 2.4 into 2 by 3, that is 1.6. Similarly, if you want to calculate for the next one, CO1 with PO3. So the mapping strength is 1. So you may get CO1 with PO3 is 2.4 into 1 by 3, which is equal to 0.8. So this procedure is repeated for the entire mappings, and thereby we can get the PO as well as PSO's attainment for that course. Okay. So here 2.4, 1.6, 1.0.8, likewise we will calculate all the remaining category. Okay. So I hope that it will be understandable. And next, how to calculate this for a particular course, how to calculate for the entire program. Okay. So just you need to take the average. Okay. So suppose this is the PSO attainment for the course we have calculated earlier, 104, 102, and this is the average score, and you need to combine that average score for the batch. Okay, if suppose the passed out students, the previous passed out students, if we want to calculate the PSO attainment for that particular batch, you need to list out all the courses and you have to calculate the PSO attainment, direct attainment through CO attainment, and you need to fill this matrix or this tabular column. You can get the PSO attainment for the entire batch. I hope that this is also understandable. And next, okay, the next way of collecting or calculating POs as well as PSO attainment is indirect method. Okay, so for indirect method, you need to collect 3 types of surveys. One is alumni feedback, another one is program exit survey, and next one is employer feedback. Okay, so alumni feedback will be conducted from the alumni students, getting the suggestions about the program outcomes. If suppose you are having 12 POs or 10 POs or 15 POs, you need to frame the questions relevant to the POs. Okay, if it is a mathematical knowledge, you need to frame the question related to that one, and you have to collect the responses from the alumni students, and you have to calculate the weighted average, what we have done earlier, like in the course exit survey. Okay. Similarly, program exit survey, the second type of thing is program exit survey. This will be collected from the final year students, just the passed out students. After completing the 4 years, that students, if you're collecting the POs as well as PSO survey from that students, that is called as program exit survey. Again, it is possible to collect from all the final year students, and you can calculate the weighted average. So thereby you can get the program exit survey. And next one is employer feedback. So you are collecting feedback from the employers through mails or through physical mail or anything else. And then you can here after collecting this one, you can able to calculate the weighted average for each and every POs as well as PSOs. And then you can decide it in the beginning of the program or beginning of assessment criteria. There you can plan how much percentage you can take it from alumni feedback, how much percentage you can take it from program exit survey, how much percentage you can take it from employer feedback. That depends on you. Okay, after getting everything, you can combine with the direct PSO attainment, and then you can calculate the total PSO attainment. So I think I have came to the end of the session. So for references, I have referred 2 things: accreditation and outcome based learning by Dr. S.K. Das, IIT Kharagpur, as well as NBA accreditation and teaching learning in engineering by N.J. Rao. So now I'm going to conduct a small quiz. So I request everyone to log into slido.com. Stop presenting this one.
Over to Milton, sir.
Madam, actually,
So
Andreas madam is going to conduct a quiz. We can wait.
sir, I am going to give one quiz. So I request all the participants to enter into slido.com with the code #261332. Just wait, I'm sharing that one. I hope that this screen is visible to you. So I request all the participants to enter www.slido.com in a web browser and enter the code #261332. Once again, I'll repeat. I request all the participants to enter slido.com and enter the code. So I request the participants to enter into slido.com and enter the code #261332. Please join the quiz. So the first question is, which of the following assessment methods are used to calculate direct CO attainment? So the options are semester end examination, feedback collected from the final year students, assignment, and alumni feedback. 5 seconds are there. Okay, time's up. Okay, second question. So the right answer is semester end examination as well as assignment. We shall move on to the second question. Calculate the attainment of PO3 with CO2 for the mapping strength 2 and CO2 attainment is equal to 2.4. The options are 1.7, 2.4, 1.6 and 2.3. Okay, next question. Which of the following assessment methods are used to calculate indirect CO attainment? Course exit survey, program exit survey, alumni survey, and class test. Most of them given course exit survey. Okay, next question. What is the formula which is used to calculate the attainment of PO? So there are 4 options. So the option answer is strength to which PO is addressed divided by 3 into average attainment. So the last question, which of the following assessment methods are used to calculate indirect PO and PSO attainment? Options are program exit survey, employee survey, alumni survey, and course exit survey. Okay, 66% is given program exit survey. Now we can see the leaderboard. So Karthik comes in for question. Congratulations. And congratulations to all the participants who are actively participate in this session. I hope that they have understand the concept of how to calculate CO attainment as well as attainment.
Dr. Andrews, we have 2 questions from the participants. The participant Ekata,
Yes,
in assessment plan, whether we have to have 40 and 60, whether it is can be changed or it has to be fixed for all.
It can be changed, sir. It can be changed. It depends on the quality of the students admitted, and depends on the locality of the college, and depends on the affiliation. We can change this percentage. Okay, and we need to give proper justification and on what aspects you are giving a 40% weightage to internal assessment and 60% to end examination. Okay, sir. Next question.
Okay, I think now the participant understand the 40-60 can be changed. And the second question, what is the role of knowledge levels? The other way we can also call it as a K levels in measuring the attainment of outcomes. So this is by Meenakshi Sundaram.
Okay, so here in every assessment tools, we are mapping the questions with the cognitive levels also, knowledge levels also. So there again we can also able to analyze how many students have attended the questions related to analysis level, apply level, everything we can analyze it. But I didn't include it in my slides. I have only concentrated on CO calculation, CO attainment calculation. So likewise, we can also calculate the cognitive levels, knowledge levels, because we have tagged the knowledge levels with every assessment tools. So that is also possible, sir. Next question,
Okay,
sir.
madam. That's all for your session. One participant has asked a general one, that is the tier 1 and tier 2 institution. Only I think I can answer. The NBA has categorized the institution as a tier 1 and tier 2. Tier 1 is the autonomous and the university and also deemed university. Tier 2 is the affiliated college. In NAC, they are not calling it as a tier 1 or tier 2, but affiliated college, autonomous college, university. They have classified differently. That's all. So now over to the announcement board.
Sir, am I audible?
Yes,
Sir,
ma'am.
am I audible now?
Yes, ma'am.
So thank you, ma'am, for giving us great knowledge on measuring the attainment of outcomes. The session was informative. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you once again. I also thank all the participants for their active participation. Attendance and feedback link is shared in YouTube chat box. Kindly fill it. And the next session will start at 11:30 a.m. Kindly join in the correct YouTube link which is given to you. Thank you once again.